Hi, I'm John Woods, and this is a few of the canes I've made. I've probably sold this many, but it's something to do. I started out making canes like this, and what this is, take a hole cutter, cut a piece of wood, and you never know what it's going to look like until you get it sanded down. On this particular one, this is a 1.25 inches, but I had to drill out the hole to 3/8 inch, and there's all threads in here. It's kind of heavy, but each one I put on all threads, and each piece on here is glued on. Then I've taken a nut and put it on this end, a nut and put on this end, and squeeze them together. They're not going anywhere, they're not coming apart. Then up at this end, I'll put a nut here, then I'll put this on, drill a hole through here, put another nut up here. So this is attached to this. It's not going to come apart. Makes a good club.
Let's see some more of those.
The handles are just something I saw on TV, and I made them accordingly to fit my needs. Well, I got started on that one. Then I got real energetic. I saw a Celtic weave on TV, and I said, well, I can do that. It's not as easy as it looks. This is the only one I've successfully made, and I got to looking at it, and I don't like it. I don't like it. Something's wrong. And come to find out, I got halfway through it, and I flipped my cane and changed my weave. So I had to take it all down, sand it down, redo it, and that's the only Celtic weave I have. It's a lot of fun making, but they're not easy. Well, this is one of my latest ones. Didn't know what to do with the cane. It didn't look right. It was crooked. So I said, well, I'll just make it real busy. So I got my carving knife out, carved me a line around this way and this way, then made it, I weaved it. And that's what it is. It turned out that way because I didn't know what to do with it. And it's a good walking cane. Most of these, this particular one, a lady wanted I'll show you one that I like, this cane. And this is called a dragon scale. The lady wanted to make her one. In fact, I think this is the one I made for her. And I carried it to her, but what I did, I didn't have a blank. So I went to Hobby Lobby and just bought me a rod. Then come in and carved it, made my handle and put on it. Now this is the carving part. Each one of those is carved out by hand. It takes a little while, but it's well worth it. This cane is a little different. It's made from structured lumber. I think there was 14 layers of wood in this cane. The handle and the cane It's made out of the same stuff. It's tapered. Nice cane. Not gonna break with it. Then you come along and you get a cane or a piece of wood. Really don't know what to do with it. It just came from an old piece of lumber. So I put it on the lathe, cut it down. It still didn't look right. So I stained it. Didn't work out right. Put it down, stained it, wiped it down again. And I think I finally burned it. That and the handle. And up here, this was just added because I thought there was a possibility of a crack in the cane itself. I put this on there to stop the crack. I've experimented, and this is one of my latest one. Heart pine. It's hard to carve, but cut it down. Didn't know what I was going to do with it. Then I got to looking at the grain in it, and I said that would be look pretty good burnt. Put a torch to it. Made my handle the same way. Turned it. This is 3 pieces of wood. Put them, laminated them, put it on there, so I burned the whole thing. Nice little cane. Some I don't know what to do with. Like this one. Old wood. No telling how old it is. Poplar. Poplar does not stain real well. So I just used mineral oil. Oiled it up till I got it about the color I wanted. Then put shellac on it. Did the same thing with top. It's poplar also. And on these, I attached my handle to the cane itself with a 4-inch lag bolt. Drill down through the top, screw it down in there, cover it, glue it in. It's there to stay. I have several like this. I didn't know what to do with. Like this, there's another one here. It's poplar. Didn't know what I was going to do with it. I made the cane, and I said, well, it needs something else. So I saw what they call twisted rope, and that's what I attempted to do on here. But here again, I'm kind of limited. Poplar wood, old. There's another cane. I didn't like it. It wasn't a good-looking cane. So I stained it real good, and after I stained it, I still didn't like it. So when I cut the groove, I saw the plain wood came out. So that gave me an idea to weave it in here. Just make a weave, run one this way and one the other way. Then I added a couple of more lines in there just to fill it out. But I like the light color, so I just select it like it was. Left the light color, and it's a little different. This one looks a little odd. And the reason it looked odd, putting the screw in the top of it, or cutting the hole down there for the screw down in there, and the whole side popped out of it. And I didn't want to throw the handle away. So I said, well, I might be able to do something. So I took the same wood here, just put me a splice in up here. Turned out pretty good. It's western cedar. It's real light. As you can see, in fact, this is probably my favorite cane right here. I've had more compliments on this one than the other wood. And this is poplar, 2 pieces of wood glued together. Well, I was putting a handle on it. It cracked. I'd put a lot of work into this, several hours of carving. And I said, well, I got some copper out here, so I put it on. I said, same thing, even though I don't have anything down here. I said, it's not going to split. So I picked it up, and it turned out to be my best cane. And I've had more compliments on this cane than any one I've ever made. It's just a good cane. I like it. I like my handle. It's different. And I never know what I'm going to put on it until I go down and see what's in the scrap heap and start working with wood. But this is the main thing right here. The carving I love to do. Laying out, I don't like. It takes me longer to lay one out than it does to carve it. And each one of these, I have to measure them out. 2 inches down this way and 1 inch across. Every one of them should be about the same. Another dragon scale. I have several of these because I've asked people to make them one like this. And a lot of times they say, what color? And I said, well, that's kind of hard to do. Because poplar I like to carve. It's easy to carve, but I can't stain it. I play around with it and play around. And put stain on, wipe it down, and still don't come out what I want. But that's the dragon scale, and that's really what everybody wants. Takes a while to make it, but I enjoy it. This is another one. I had a cane, didn't know what to do with it. So I picked up my knife and started cutting and wound up with, looked like a vine, I don't know what to call it. Yeah, this is just some of the cane. I've probably given away or sold this many more. A lot of people I've given to. One gentleman had a cane. I saw it, and it was a cane. It was a bamboo cane. Little bitty thing, and he's a pretty good sized fellow. So I made him one, dragon scale. He didn't know it. Carried it out to him. He cried.
No.
He said, I've always wanted one of those canes. I said, now I got one.
No.
But anyway, he still brings it in church, shows I got my cane. So